Alright, we went back to Colonial Nursery today where we got the original Harlequin Firethorn, and they had more of them. And as they didn't have prices, we asked, and the guy said they were $10. And well, that did it for us. So we bought 3 of them. And
he thought they were out of the distressed pile, which I guess most people would, except we didn't see the distress. We just saw the cool. This is one of the 3 new sick pyrocanthus after its trimming and original potting. And it looks alright. I'm not sure whether it'll survive or not, but...
Today is October 6th, and this is the double of the Harlequin Firethorns.
These firethorns grow fairly slowly. You can see it's got a lot of growth at the shoots, which we've been plucking off, but it's a little slower in filling out. But it has gotten quite a bit healthier. It did lose quite a few of its leaves earlier on when it was repotted.
Golden lace juniper. We got this one also today, which is the 6th, and this came from Blue Tree Nursery, also in Plymouth Meeting. And although we had gotten another juniper earlier in the day, this thing has an amazing big fat trunk. So even this high, it's more than an inch thick. And this was the only thing cool at that nursery.
Alright, this is an interim report on the gold lace juniper. Remember, this one was a monster. Had huge branches. And they've been cut down quite a bit. It's almost to scale. It's got this great trunk, of course. I've tried to keep a lot of the foliage. I think I have quite a bit more cutting to do, but at least I've sort of got it down to scale so you can start imagining. This is the unknown juniper. After potting, came out pretty well.
This is October 6, 2011. This is a juniper of the golden lace cultivar. The Japanese holly. Also, we got this at Hillside Nursery in Clifton Heights with the Crabby Lady. And several of their plants don't have tags, but I know this to be Japanese holly. This one had something in the way of a trunk. This is the after. This is the Japanese holly.
You can see I had to wire this up in some places. This is very complicated. I'm not sure this is my favorite species. You can see I had to do a huge amount of clipping. And it did end up having a trunk in the end, but I don't know. It's... this is a Japanese holly which had just grown like wild, which then allowed me to create these sort of foliage clouds, which I hadn't been able to do before because it was too thin. So this is probably the first of the sort of next generation of clipping after they fill out. So I was pretty pleased with that.
This is a Japanese holly for which we do not know the cultivar. We're referring to it as the perpendicular one due to the arrangement of the branches. Today is October 6, 2011. But it's not the same. Not only are the leaves a different color, the leaves and the density are very different. So I don't know exactly the cultivar on this one. Now, this one, again, they had about 20 of these, and this is the only one that had a significant trunk. And I guess he's going to have to pull several of these branches off, and it's sort of going to be a roll of the dice kind of surprise what we're actually going to get out of it. Very dense, and the only one with a trunk. And he used wires and spreaders to get an upright but open appearance.
Alright, this one you remember was the one that came in this huge root ball, which we completely cut away. And in the end, I think it came out pretty nice. Obviously, it still has a lot of training wires and sticks on it, but I think in the end it's going to work.
Today is October 6th. This is the wired one of the variegated boxwoods.
And like all the boxwoods, it grows very slowly, so it hasn't made too much progress, but it's healthy and it has filled out a little bit.
Okay, today we are at Gardner's Nursery on Oakland Avenue, and the guy was very knowledgeable and he ran us around and he showed us a bunch of stuff, and we changed our mind on several because they were just too much money. This is a crepe myrtle, and this is a very small leafed crepe myrtle, which is something I haven't seen. It turns out that writing up the little tags for these is very, very difficult because the front says summer flowering, and inside it says time of flowering early spring.
How's the trunk look?
But
oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay.
See, we used a smaller pot with this because we thought we could get away with it. It's very small leaves, and this should flower. This is the Pocomoke crepe myrtle. Today is October 6th.
And you can see there's a little more definition in the sort of 2 layers that we have here. It actually did flower at one point, and we had to one left, and we had to cut some of the flowers off in a trimming, but it looks pretty good.
This is a type of viburnum, also called a compact European cranberry. It grows 4 to 6 feet tall, has very showy white flowers, and it can grow in sun, 2-part shade. And we got this as at the Birchwald nursery, which is the very first nursery we'd gone to on this endeavor, and we admired this trunk.
Yeah, nice trunk.
This is the European cranberry that we also got at Birchwald last week. It has a very exotic trunk, sort of bulbous, has a fine root right there, and it's supposed to turn nice colors in the fall. That's what we want. Today is October 6th, 2011. This is a European cranberry.
We've actually done a lot of trimming on this, of branches. Even after our first bit of trimming, it still looked a little too bush-like, so we cut it down to make it look a little more tree-like. It's getting there. It seems healthy. It actually does grow pretty well, so we have to clip the outside leaves off pretty regularly. But
this is a Korean boxwood that we got today at Plymouth Nursery that came with its own very nice moss. And it's yellow because it's in poorer health, because it's too big for this size pot. We got it. PHR negotiated a special price where we got all 4 of these for 20 bucks.
Alright, here's what that larger boxwood looks like after its first cut. Still not cut down to scale. I have to cut quite a bit more, but of course it was huge before, so it did a lot of cutting. It looks sort of interesting. It came out pretty well. Did a little more trimming. I'm pretty pleased with it. I like this.
Today is October 6th. This is our second Korean boxwood, and we're referring to this one as the sweeping or leaning one.
You remember this was yellow when we got it, has turned green. Probably didn't like the repotting too much, so it hasn't filled out too much, but it seems healthy now, and it'll grow slowly. All these boxwoods do, but it seems headed in the right direction.